Hey, I'm Joel Cameron. Thank you for checking out this video. In this video, I just wanted to quickly show you how important mic placement can be in getting the right sound from your drums. In this case, a snare drum, it's a pretty typical 6.5 inch metal shell, 10 lug snare drum, a single ply head with a coated head on top, tuned to its mid-range, a little above maybe. It's a good tuning for recording rock music. Pretty typical kind of thing. And I've got the most typical, most common microphone, the most revered microphone perhaps for snare drum in the world, this year SM57 on top, which everyone should probably be used to or familiar with. I've got a pretty standard basic placement to start with. It's about a couple fingers or an inch or so off the rim and just kind of peeking over the rim, pointed toward the center where the attack of the drum comes from. So you get kind of a good overall blend of the overtones from the edge and the center of the attack. And it's close to the drum. It's a directional microphone, so you've got some proximity effect happening. Being so close to the source, it's adding some bottom end. So that's a real typical placement, and that sounds like this. Okay, so now if I want to take that, I like the bottom end, I don't want to change that too much, but I do want to get a little bit more harmonic content perhaps, a little less attack. Then I'm going to keep the distance overall from the drum fairly similar to maintain that proximity effect, but I'm going to point this thing down at the edge of the drum where more harmonics are happening. So you'll get a little bit less of the attack and a little bit more harmonic content, and otherwise a similar tonality. Okay, and now as another alternative, I'm going to just raise this up a little bit and point it at the center of the drum. It's a little further off the drum. You're not going to get as much proximity effect, but you will get more attack. So a little less body, a little more attack. Okay, and then another alternative where I want a little bit more harmonic content, but I still don't want the body. Which works if you have a deep drum and you want it to sound a little thinner, like maybe a 5-inch drum. This is a good trick. Just back it off a little bit so you don't have as much proximity effect as you do when it's closer, and point it peeking over the rim at the harmonic area here. And it's also aiming pretty much, because it's close to being flat with the head, it's also aiming toward the middle. So you do get an overall blend of the drum, but just a brighter overall version, less boom. And that sounds like this. So that's 4 positions right there. I've done nothing different. There's no processing going on. It's just microphone and drum and the placement. But with those 4 placements, you can hear the difference. And I think that's critical because a lot of times, particularly younger engineers, oftentimes will come in with a positioning that they've seen people do or that's worked really well, or whatever, it's worked for them in the past, but different drum, different drummer, different tune, and they just do the same thing and start reaching when it doesn't work for EQ or for some kind of processing to fix it. Don't do that. Change the mic, change the placement, tune the drum, do something, but try to fix it acoustically at the source, because one thing about drums, when you have a lot of drums and a lot of mics on those drums in a small amount of space and they're all really, really loud, there's a lot of bleed. So if you have to reach for processing for this, for instance, not only are you going to process the snare sound, you're going to process all the bleed from that. So if you can fix it with placement and acoustic treatment before you actually start reaching for processing, then all that bleed's going to be more natural too. It's going to actually complement the sound. You're going to have a better result in your overall mix. And just processing, the less processing in general that you can do to get the sound that you want in your head, generally the better everything's going to sound when it's all done. So use your ears, trust your ears, check the mic placement, get the sound 80–90% the way there before you start reaching for processing, and your work will be better as a result. So thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Take care.